Before we jump into the episode of Creating Daily, I want you to know about halfway-ish through, there's going to start being rain sounds, heavy rains going on my carport, tin roof that's over, that makes my carport. And unfortunately, I couldn't do much about it in the editing of this episode, which, if you know me, I don't really edit a lot. So my tools are very limited to take out that sound or reduce that sound. So I did what I could with what I have. I apologize up front. Enjoy this episode. Consistent application of elementary things is what I was told that will keep me from burning out. And I think it has a little bit of truth to it. So we're going to cover that in today's episode of Creating Daily, how to avoid burnout. Now, I just surpassed 4,000 videos, 4,000 pieces of content posted on the Amazon Influencer platform. And I know a little thing or two about getting to the end of my rope and going, is this it? Is this over? Is this what I want to put a fork in this thing and walk away because I'm burnt, I'm smoked, I'm tired, I need some rest. So why do we burn out as content creators? Why do we burn out as entrepreneurs? Why do we burn out as people just in our daily grind, our daily 9 to 5? And so I think it's misunderstanding the consistency aspect. So the daily grind is what we like to call it. And if you haven't listened to the previous episode, I talk about this period of your business or this period of your content creation journey where you do go through this daily grind, but how can we kind of reframe this into a sustainable rhythm so it's not a grind. It's something that we enjoy doing. It's kind of like learning an instrument. I learned how to play an instrument over 20 years ago, and at first it was a grind because I'm learning all the basics. I'm learning the elementary things. I'm learning how to play a note. Then I'm learning how to play a chord, and then I'm learning how to play a song, and then I'm learning how to read music. And all of these aspects kind of come together, and then those jam sessions is the sustainable rhythm. That's the fun part. That's when you know what you're doing like the back of your hand, and you can just show up and do those things and play with other musicians. And anywhere you go in the world, music is kind of like this universal language. You can kind of sit down with anyone regardless of what language they speak, and you can play an instrument alongside of them. And so it's kind of thinking this way, like, how do I get out of this daily grind and how do I get into this sustainable rhythm? And then it's also overcoming this thing that we have as content creators where it's like, I gotta commit to every platform. I'm gonna be on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter or X or whatever it's called, and YouTube. And we have all these formats that we have to try and show up to because we've overcommitted to all these platforms, and we have unrealistic schedules. We have like different formulas for every one of those to make them work. But it's really just getting granular and creating a very clear outcome. Like, what do I want this outcome to be? And when you do that, I feel like you're not going to have as much content fatigue when you are on the grind, when you're in the hustle, when you're saying, okay, I got to show up and do this. You can really focus and kind of get granular and super clear about what is the mission here and what am I trying to accomplish. And I feel like when you have that, this portion of it, this little piece of the puzzle, you're going to be able to avoid burnout. You're going to be able to avoid turning your camera off and never coming back again. And then another thing that keeps us in this place of like on the edge of burnout is the comparison trap. And you try to keep up with other content creators and you're consuming more than you're producing. I say this often when people are like, man, I'm struggling. Like, well, how much are you consuming versus how much are you producing? Because if I'm watching everyone else's success, I can't work on my own. And so I think this is a huge thing that when you are a content creator or business owner or whatever you're doing, you have to produce more than you consume. I'm going to say it again. You have to produce more than you can consume, or more than you do consume, rather. So it's redefining what this looks like. What is this consistency thing? How do I redefine this? So consistency is sustainability. It's not perfection. Okay, so consistency is sustainability. It's not perfection. Now, once you consistently show up and do something, like when you started riding a bike for the first time, Maybe you got on it, maybe you ate it a few times, maybe you slipped the pedal into your shin and you fell off to the side, to the left, to the right, maybe you bumped into something. You couldn't hold your balance, but you came back the next day and the next day and the next day, and you began to learn the system of a bicycle and you begin to learn the physics of how it works. And then you're showing up every single time and you're getting better over time. And it's like an investment, and you have to invest no matter what the market looks like. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's up, if it's down, if it's whatever. If you want to be good at investing, you have to just put your money into it and then wait out the long game. And so I feel like a lot of content creators will put a ton into the beginning, but then they don't get the immediate result that they're looking for, especially with the Amazon influencer program. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, I've done all this work. I've made 100 videos. I'm not making any money. I haven't figured out the system yet. I'm burnt out because I'm spending 20, 30, 40 minutes making a 2-minute video when you should spend 2.5 minutes making a 2-minute video. So it's just about that, getting this consistency down and realizing that it's a sustainable thing for your lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be perfection according to other people's content, because that's where you started to compare yourself. So it's not really about posting every single day, but it's about showing up on a schedule that works for you and your goals. So with the Amazon influencer program, for me, for instance, I try to post something every single day, but I don't always. So sometimes I will have a really productive day where I'm creating 10, 15, maybe 20 videos. And then I'll maybe have 2 or 3 days where I'm not creating videos. And there's different things that happen in my world and in my life that will keep me from doing those things, because I want to live a flexible lifestyle. I'm not trying to live a lifestyle where it's like I grind all day every day for 40 hours a week, because I just don't have that luxury, because I have a family, I have a son, we work from home, we have different things going on in our lives that we want to be flexible for. And so you have to give yourself permission to go, hey, let me pause, let me pivot, let me pre-schedule. Let me protect my peace of mind. Let me rule my life, not let content rule my life, or the internet, or these different platforms, or any of that other stuff. Like, you got to protect your peace. And these are going to be the systems that are going to save you. Okay, so systems, as I've talked about in previous episodes, I'm going to come back to systems every single time. Are you batch recording? Are you batch brainstorming? Now, in my business of the Amazon influencer program, somebody will send me this remote for a camera. Now, luckily, they've done all the work. They have all the content. They have all the information about their product, about their service, and it's all on that website. So I got to go study that website. But it's preparation of putting products together that make sense, that I can shoot at my desktop, I can shoot out in the yard, I can shoot at my car. Am I just getting B-roll and then coming back into the studio? It's all about a workflow and about a system to create efficiency. So I want to be able to create as much content in a little amount of time as possible. So that's using those templates. That's using those repeatable frameworks that we talked about, the video outlines, thumbnails, creating evergreen content. So you're not always chasing the trend, but you're creating evergreen content that's an asset that lives out there, that brings in, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish over time. So having a dashboard, a creator dashboard that tracks everything, that's CRM, like we talked about in previous episodes. Once again, what's my task? What's my goal? What's my capacity? And how do I just get into a system, get into a flow, and make sure that happens? So you got to make this a little bit of a mind shift. So I talked about this a lot, where you're going from where your mind is shifting from short-term satisfaction to long-term consistency. Like, what is this thing? If you're building a business, you're not running a social media popularity contest. Okay, so if you're building a business, don't worry about those metrics that don't really mean that much, because you can monetize with very small audience or no audience at all. And its progress is greater than perfection. Okay, so progress is greater than perfection. So if you're just doing one video today, and then tomorrow you can do 2 videos, or maybe next week you can do 2 videos, the week after that you can do 3, 4, and 5, and then you get your workflow up to where you're like, I can do 10 videos a day. This is awesome, and I can do a dozen videos. Then that's really going to work out for you. So And remember this, it's okay to simplify. So if it's fewer platforms, fewer formats, and just more focus on one platform, I had this happen with the Amazon program. I got into it. I started leveraging it for brand deals. TikTok Shop comes out. Everyone I know jumps over to TikTok Shop. It's amazing. It's great. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's great. It's awesome. But I already had this system where I was already helping clients and I was already pushing out content. I was already making a ton of content, making decent money. And so I didn't want to just uproot all that and move. And I had to put my horse blinders on and go, I'm not going to TikTok. I'm not worried about what TikTok is doing. I'm going to trust the system. I'm going to trust the season I'm in that it's going to create sustainability for my lifestyle that I'm trying to create. So it's okay to simplify. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to do all those things. So don't focus on what everyone else is doing. You can look at their paper, but their journey's not the same. It may seem like we're all taking the same test, but we're not. It is much different than traditional educational system. We're not all playing the same game in this thing of life. So this is where, you really want to, think about what is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And if you want to take the time and you want to push hard and you want to get some content out there, what is it going to cost you? That's what it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you time with your friends, your family. You can be everywhere and try to be there for anyone and be someone for everyone, but you'll be no one for everyone is kind of what the result is going to be. So I did this. I started creating content for other people in a niche I wasn't really passionate about, but it was just a good opportunity to make some money. And so I realized pretty quickly, I don't love this. So I had to make adjustments. I had to make adjustments to my schedule, to the content type, to how I was doing my business, from podcasting about saltwater fishing to creating Amazon videos. And I had to find something that fit my personality. And then once I kind of found that system, that's when I had to take time to rebuild with consistent intention of what I was trying to accomplish. And then the thing that I want you to really, think about right now, and kind of some action steps for you, is audit your current workload. What's currently moving the needle? This is what I always tell people all the time. What is it in your business that is accomplishing or getting you closer to the goal more than anything else? That's the thing you got to double down on. That's the thing you got to focus on, is what's moving the needle closer to my goal. What's, if it's about making money, is it turning content into business or streams of revenue? Then it's about figuring those things out that are repeatable systems that's going to move you to it. So I want you to audit your current workload. I want you to audit all the platforms you're on and go, what is really making the most sense? Where am I connected at the most? Where are people engaging with me the most? And then I want you to pick a sustainable schedule and stick to it. Give yourself 90 days and go, even if you have one day a week where you get 4 hours in that one day on a Tuesday night for 4 hours, you're like, I can make content. I can make Amazon videos. I can make TikTok lives. I can go live on Amazon. Whatever it is, just stick to that before you try to scale. It's like, can I make 5 product demo videos a week before I try to make 50? Sure. Try that first. Don't try to go get 50 brand deals and then wonder why you can't get the work done and then become a big goof in the industry and known as someone who can't perform and can't get the results that the industry wants. So use tools like content calendars, automations, batching. Use those different tools to save your mental energy. If you know where you're going and you know what the goal is and the expectation and it's all organized, I'm the least organizational person ever, but I got a CRM. I invest a lot of money every year into the CRM and I use it to keep me on track. And I put my to-do list in there. I put my deals in there and I track every single step of the way because I want to track my energy, not just my output. I want to make sure the time I have, I give myself 5 hours a day to work, and I go, I want to make sure that I'm maximizing this time. And the more organized I am when I show up the next day, I'm not trying to think, what do I have to accomplish? What do I have to accomplish? It's on my list. So I want you to do that. And if you are struggling with consistency, I want to show you how to build this workflow. I want to show you how to build this system and how it's worked for me, how I've created over 100 brand deals every single month over the last 3 years. And you can join my 5-day deal maker challenge. So right now it's 5 day. I might change it to 3 day because I know people are like me. They're like, man, I want to get to it. I don't want to spend 5 days. So right now it's at 5 days. I might trim it to 3 days or pack it in more with 3 days. But burnout is not a badge of honor. It is not something that you should seek to do. Smart creators build smart systems, and I want to show you how that you can do that. So if you're looking for help of how to do it, especially if you're an Amazon influencer, then I want you to go to my website, billythorpe.live/challenge, and sign up for the challenge. And when I launch that, you're going to be one of the first to know. If you like this episode, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast platform and you can follow, subscribe, or whatever, then do that as well. We'll talk soon.